Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Murrow Minutes Goes Virtual for the summer session. My name is Mackenzie Johnson, and I'm the Assistant Director for Recruitment and Student Events in the Murrow College. And today we're talking all about technology. As we move out of kind of our COVID era and back to in-person, I think a lot of students might think, oh, I don't really need to be as familiar with those programs. But today we're going to be talking about how to schedule appointments with your advisors, how to access your college course information, as well as other technology resources that you may use while you're here on campus in the fall semester. So joining me today, I have two great guest speakers. We have Andrea Watson from our Student Services Department and an ambassador, Murrow Ambassador Kira, here with us to showcase what it looks like from the student side to use some of these resources. So to kick us off, probably the most important thing that you'll be using as a student as we navigate into this fall semester is scheduling an appointment with your Murrow academic advisor. If you don't know anything else about technology, you're confused about how to access a lot of other different things, the first person you can go to is your academic advisor, and they'll walk you through a lot of these problems and issues that you might be having, or at least refer you to the right office to get that fixed. So the most important thing to know is how to schedule an appointment with them. And we actually are going to have Andrea and Kira walk us through that process. And that process is called Microsoft Bookings for the fall semester. So I will turn it over to you two to walk through that process, and then we'll share some other technology resources.
Awesome. Thank you, Mackenzie. Like Mackenzie said, I'm Andrea Watson. I am the new office assistant. I've been here since February. So right now, Kira is on our homepage. So if she would scroll over to student experience at the very top, and all the way to the left under student services lobby, there are two places. She can go down to either the lobby or advising. So Kira will click on advising. And if she scrolls down a little bit, right there, you're going to see how to make an appointment. And that's just one of the options, one of the several options that we have of how to make an academic appointment with your advisor. We can go ahead and move over to my.wsu, and through there, Kira will step through and actually make an appointment. All right, so this is Kira's academic advisor, Megan Stark-Getford. So from here, you see that there's two appointment types for Megan. She has summer Zoom, which starts last month, and it will end in August. And then the other appointment type she has will be Zoom advising, which will be during the entire fall semester. So Kira, go ahead and click on summer Zoom with Megan. And you will see she's got availabilities in July that are highlighted in bold, the 22nd and the 23rd, and the 27th and 28th, those are all in bold. So that means that Megan can be booked on those dates. So Kira, go ahead and select the 22nd and any time you would like. On the right, it shows her availability. And then go ahead and scroll down. And what you need to do next is put in your full name, your first and last name. Most of our advisors have 300 plus advisees, so it's really good to make sure they know who they're talking to. And right here in the email, you want your @wsu.edu email address. This is very important, or you will not always get your notifications if you use Gmail or any other email address. So your @WSU email address is best here. All right, so next is phone number, and that's not required, it is optional. And if Kira were to put in her phone number, she would actually get a text message when the appointment is created. And she would also get a text message right before the appointment comes up. And I think it's about 2 hours from the appointment, and she would get a text message. So that is optional. If you were to go ahead and provide a brief description, you can put whatever you would like here, but when you are making an appointment with your advisor, it's important to just let them know what you're wanting to talk to your advisor about, because our advisors, like I said, they have 300 plus advisees, and they really want to prepare. Your appointment is only 30 minutes long, and it's really important that they meet your needs. And so if you just make sure they know what what you would like to meet them about, and then your WSU ID number. Also very important, because our advisors want to make sure that they're meeting with the correct student. All right, so that was pretty easy. You just have to click book. And sometimes it takes a little bit, but that was very fast. And your appointment is booked with Megan. What you'll get when you create this booking appointment is you will also get a notification in your email address. And in that notification, you can go in and reschedule or cancel that as well. And if you have lost that or deleted that notification in your email, don't worry, because you can always call our office here and I will happily help you reschedule that appointment. And I can see it in the back office view, so that won't be a big deal at all. If you do cancel or reschedule, it's very important to know that we do have a cancellation policy. We do require you to cancel or reschedule within 24 hours of your appointment time. It's just like if you were to go to the doctor, you wouldn't no-show your doctor, they'll charge you if you do. So if you would be kind to give us 24 hours in advance notice, that would be fantastic. If you do no-show or you're 10 minutes late, you will be asked to reschedule 2 weeks later. So again, just the advisors have over 300 advisees each. Most of them do. And they want to make sure that the other students have time to meet with them. So taking that appointment time and using that when another student could have it is just not cool. So what you'll also see is we're looking at Megan's bookings calendar, and she has the 2 appointment types. Some advisors will also have an option for in-person advising, which starts in August, the end of August. So that will be an option also for some advisors, but those will only be 1 day a week. And then the other 4 days a week will be via Zoom.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both so much for sharing that. Like you said, some advisors will have that in-person option 1 day a week as well. So be sure to select that if you're interested in doing that. And then of course, to remember our no-show and cancellation policy. All advisors across campus are very busy and want to have time to prepare to meet with you. So be sure to be aware of that policy. So the other part, yes, that I want to mention is that if you are not a Murrow major or you're planning to change your major or you just haven't met with us before, you do need to call our office or send us an email to get an appointment scheduled with an advisor. Only current Murrow students can use the Microsoft Bookings option because they have been assigned to an advisor in our college, but we'd be happy to schedule an appointment with you and get you all set up to major in our departments and take our classes. So thank you both so much for showing that resource, and remember to call us if you're interested in switching over to the Murrow College. So moving on to a few other technology resources that we want to share. We will keep this video pretty short, but just want to showcase a few of the other platforms that you may be using in the fall semester. So the first one that you'll see here is actually Canvas. So Canvas is replacing Blackboard as our actual course management system. So for any courses that you may have, you'll log on to Canvas, C-A-N-V-A-S, and use your NetID login. And this is something that you'll see that's pretty similar. I'm an instructor of a few courses. So as a student, you wouldn't quite see these yet, but as your instructors publish their courses, you'll see them here. You'll be able to access the course spaces by going right in to these spaces here, but also you have a lot of options down along the side. So you can view your courses here in the courses tab. The calendar will actually show you when certain assignments and deadlines show up for all the individual courses. Again, none of these have been published for the fall semester yet, but this is where they would show up. You can also see inbox for other messages or conversations you've started with instructors or other classmates, and see history as far as things that have been published or new content that might be available to you in this Canvas space. The most important thing that I think I like to point out to students when using Canvas or any course management system is to go to your account and click on notifications. So notifications here, it will actually give you the option to turn on email notifications for a lot of different things for your courses. So maybe you want to be notified when there's a due date, right? So right now I'm only getting a weekly summary, but I actually want to be notified immediately. As soon as there's a new due date posted, I want to know about it. Or as soon as new course content is added, I want to be notified immediately. Grading, when something is graded, I definitely want to know that immediately, and so on. Maybe some of you forget about discussions, right? Some of the discussion posts that you need to complete on these course management systems. You can again turn those notifications on. Scheduling, groups, other alerts, you can totally make it your choice of what you want to be notified for. But I highly recommend that you do that. And then another thing that I recommend doing as well is making sure that your WSU email is synced to whatever email platform you are most comfortable using. Outlook, which is our email platform at WSU, does have an app for your phone, so you can always have access to your email, but a lot of students actually link it to their Gmail or to the whatever email address you're comfortable using. So then whenever an email is sent to your WSU email, you actually receive it in your Gmail, and you can reply that way as well. So lots of different ways to get these notifications. There should never be an excuse to say, oh, I didn't hear about that assignment, or, oh, I didn't realize I was supposed to turn that in. Canvas makes it really, really simple for you to be able to walk through that. So next, I also want to show a new portal that WSU has, which is Coug Presence. So Coug Presence is going to be a really neat area to go to get involved with things on campus, clubs, organizations, volunteer opportunities. This is your go-to, and it's wsupresence.io. The page takes a little bit to load, but once it's loaded, you can essentially search for different organizations on different campus locations. So you should make sure that you're selecting Pullman if you're a Pullman student, but you can also select Everett or Global as well, or whatever campus you may be on. And you can actually search through these organizations and learn about all of their awesome opportunities to get involved. So right now, if we were to search Murrow, right now, there's a page for the Murrow student ambassadors. So we can pull up that page and see who the contact is. We can learn a little bit about what the Murrow ambassadors do. And when we have different events, they'll be posted on this page as well. So for those of you that are looking forward to our Week of Welcome event that's happening in August, that will also be through Coug Presence on the Week of Welcome page. And they'll make sure to send you lots of notifications about that. But this is your landing page for getting involved with our events on campus. So be sure to check that out as well. Next, I want to point out, although not really able to showcase it on this video, but WSU does have a mobile app. It's WSU Mobile. You can get it on any app store, and it's completely free. But what that does is it gives you access to a lot of different things that you'll be using at WSU for your fall semester and moving on. You have access to my WSU, Canvas, a link to Canvas will be on there, and Presence. But the most important thing for those of you that might be new to the Pullman campus or are coming onto campus for the very first time, there's actually a really great interactive map. So if you're looking, how do I get from this building to this building, that will actually provide you walking directions. So rather than driving directions, which most of us don't drive on campus, it'll actually give you walking directions to all of those different buildings. So be sure to download this. Use it frequently. You can turn on notifications for that as well. There's also options like you can see here to get athletic notifications, to get help with technology issues you may be having. So be sure to download that and check that out before you get to campus. Few more websites I just want to share. The last two are really just resources for those of you that may be struggling with implementing some of this technology. It may be a lot, but there are a couple different landing pages where you can get help without even stepping into a building for assistance. So the first one is actually through our global campus, which is our online campus. And it's called just General Technology Resources. And we'll share this URL with you as well. But as you scroll down, you can get help with a lot of different things. So internet, email, all of our Microsoft suites, Outlook, which is email, Teams, which a lot of classes use to communicate, PowerPoint, but also just a lot of tips about how to use your computer, issues that you may be running into like browser history, proctoring exams, and also learning about the library database. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do online, and also like I said, resources to learn how to use those platforms in a really efficient way. Next is the Coug's online toolkit. So this was created during the COVID-19 pandemic for students that were using Zoom and Teams and a lot of other online platforms. So this is a great place to learn a little bit more about those platforms. Teams and Zoom particularly, so you can learn a little bit about how to use those resource pages for both. what to do in a Zoom bombing experience. And then of course, as we scroll down, learning more about the WSU Mobile App and other remote guidelines that you may want to learn a little bit more about. So again, we'll be sure to share those resources with you, both those two URLs. But the other thing too is to remember that a lot of our classes use a lot of different platforms. There might be platforms to take online quizzes or to read different material, and each instructor ultimately decides what platform they want to use, but they'll provide you with all of the instructions and outlines that you need. You just need to make sure, more than anything, that you're checking your email. Most of those notifications will go directly to your email. We're not going to send you, a mailed envelope. We're not going to text you those instructions. They're going to go right to your WSU email. So be sure to check that on a regular basis. Forward it if you need to a different email address or platform, but be sure that you're checking that regularly so you know how to use all of these technology platforms. And again, circling right back to where we started, if you have questions about any of this, you're confused, you don't know how to access your Canvas space, you're having issues even getting logged into my WSU, a great place to start is scheduling an appointment with your academic advisor. They're not gonna be able to fix your computer, but they can recommend where you should go and how to get that fixed so you can be successful in your semester here with us at WSU. So that concludes all the resources that we were going to share with you today about the technology that you may be using in the fall semester. But as always, if you have questions, reach out to our office, send us an email, schedule an appointment with your academic advisor, or leave us a comment here on our YouTube channel, and we'd be happy to reach out to you. A big thanks to Andrea and Kira for joining us today and showcasing the student side of the Microsoft bookings for us. And as always, Cougs, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Cougs.